The mountains just go on forever. I believe I'm up on a bald. You know, it's indicated as beauty spot, I believe. I just love that right there. Just all those distant peaks. It really does just go on forever. Down below over here we have a valley. Let's see, oh yeah, Erwin. And all points beyond. Geez, I can't tell what's clouds, what's mountains. I'd say a little of both. A lot of mountains, that's for sure. Wow, beautiful. Well, I do believe I'll be heading down here, dropping down into that gap down in there. You know, it probably has a little bit of a holler. And then I'll be going up. I just can't remember the name of this mountain, but I'll be going up there. And then I guess I'll be going across the back up on the ridge. And then I'll be going up over that way and, geez, and down a couple more miles from there. And I'll call it a day. There's a shelter, I think it's a Cherry Gap shelter. And yeah, and that'll be a good day. Tomorrow's Roan Mountain. What a magical place. And all these red pines, Fraser ferns. I love all the green moss that are just, you know, getting a foothold around the base of the trees. You know, the pine needles are just too, you know, acidy all around the ground floor, but they've taken hold. It is just magical. The browns and the greens is just gorgeous. I'm on the summit. The Cherokee call this mountain. In the English, the word is white, so I'm not really sure why, but gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And here we have the elegant stinkhorn. I actually can smell them usually before I see them, and I had picked up the scent about 15 meters ago, and here we have it. And there's the ravenhorn, the raven stinkhorn that usually comes up in the fall in the New York area, and you can eat them, as in you cannot. And but you couldn't get past the smell too. They're very, very pungent, let's say. Elegant stinkhorn. Thank you very much. But here, on the other hand, is a lovely troop of the cinnabar red chanterelles, and they're actually quite tasty. Chicken mushroom, the sulfur shelf. The chicken of the woods. This is an incredibly fresh, but still tender and still quite edible. Yes, I would definitely would harvest that if it was around supper time. Here's your typical flush, a troop of cinnabar red chanterelles extending, you know, really up and out, and this is how they go. And a lovely collection and quite tasty. And the mother of all Berkeley polypores right there, baby. Yeah, you can eat them. You want to get them fresh. You don't want to use any oil at all. Oh my God, they just absorb the oil. But I usually pass them up. But you can eat them. I tell you, it's been a great year for being a fungus. There's been an awful lot of mushroom activity. Well, there's been an awful lot of rain. And so over here, we just have this enormous multi-clusters of a poisonous mushroom, quite colorful, called the jack-o'-lantern. And I have not witnessed it, but they say it glows in the dark, and the smell is quite foul. And here we have it, the jack-o'-lantern. Greasy Creek, friendly, hostile. Cece is the owner, and I've got weather coming in. Here we have a young hemlock stand that never got a chance. It's completely wiped out. You know, it goes back there quite a ways. But yeah, the woolly adelgid, you know, an aphid type insect has been devastating the hemlock forests throughout the whole southern area. I mean, it goes all the way up the East Coast, up north, even New York where I live. But I really seen a lot of damage, you know, down here in the southern states of Appalachia. Hey friends, Fumi Ghost Walker here. This is a Roan high knob shelter. I slept up here. This is the highest shelter at over 6,000 feet in the entire Appalachian Trail. And you know, it's quite cold. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning now, and it is raining. It's been raining for a few hours off and on, and I want to get out. I've got 15 miles to put in, and something really strange, almost creepy about this place. It used to be an old fire warden's cabin where I used to live in, and there are flies, these huge flies. See that swinging string there is full of them. And so it's almost, and they're everywhere. They're all those little indentations on the wood, all over here. Hard to see with the reflection, and in the trees, all dangling, all those bits dangling there are not pine cones, but flies. It's kind of like a Amityville horror cabin. A couple of young local kids were camping out in here with me last night. I was like, oh man, I think this cabin is haunted with all the flies just everywhere. A little hard with the reflection here and the clouds. The clouds are just blowing in. It's raining, and yeah, and over here, you know, just flies. That's all flies, and then all down in here and everything, and some are dead, some are not, and these are all flies, all down in there, just all hanging, all up in those trees, and all in the ceiling and everything outside. Nothing inside, thank goodness. But so realistically, it's probably some type of a mating ritual. And this location seems to be like last year in the New York, I even heard in the Pennsylvania area, we were bombarded last summer with stink bugs. And this area here seems to be pretty infested with these fly type insects. But I just thought I would point it out because it's really, even on the cook table here, along the edges here, just, you know, honestly, everywhere. Strangest thing I ever seen. But like I said, there's an explanation for everything, and I would say that, you know, it's some type of a mating thing where all these insects would gather in one location for, that's what makes sense to me. But it is still raining. I am itching to get out there. It is very cold. I'm on top of the mountain, but, you know, this is what I do. Greetings again. It's here in inside the cabin, the shelter, if you will.
shelter. And it is pouring rain out there. It is very cold. You know, being here up over 6,000 feet in elevation. The next probably 8 miles of my northbound journey will be between 5,000 and 6,000 feet as I'm going over the ridge. I am dry right now. It's very cold out. Imagine that it's the middle of July and quite cold and rainy. No thunder though. No lightning. It's just a cold, steady downpour. So here I am. I really feel like I should sit it out for a bit. You know, see if this will go away. I mean, my feet are dry. My boots are dry. I had been thinking about putting on my sandals and hiking in the rain when the rain comes to keep my boots dry, because I really had a problem with that. But it's very cold out, and I'm in a dry shelter, and I wouldn't say that I'm warm. I have my coat on. You know, I have my wet hiking clothes on. Damp, I should say. So I call that being dry. And yeah, I think that I'm going to sit it out for a little bit. I mean, I'm itching to get out there and get hiking. I want to go to the Apple something or other shelter. It's about 15 miles away. That'll get me down close to Dennis Cove the day after. Today's Friday. It will get me there midday on Sunday. So I'm shooting for that. Therefore, early next week, perhaps Wednesday, I'll be in Virginia. I'll be in Damascus. So that is a highlight here, a keystone, if you will, of my trip. See, I'm leaning up against my rain-covered backpack here. I am in my rain gear, my coat, my only coat. I put away my dry long-sleeve flannel, thermal shirt for tonight. You know, it may stop raining, and I may go out there, and it could start raining again. But I don't have any internet service on my BlackBerry or cell phone service up here. We're pretty remote, so I can't really check the National Weather Service on NOAA. But yeah, it's been thunderstorms every day, every week, for days on end, months even. All right, have a good day. Put my ghost walker out. Well, it's starting to slow down. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning here now on Friday. Really looking forward to the next 3 to 6 miles here up in the Roan mountain range. I've re-verified my facts, and this shelter is 6,275 feet above sea level, the highest shelter in the entire Appalachian Trail. In the 1840s, a botanist by the name of Asa Gray observed a very rare and seems to be perhaps only native to this Roan mountain range, a nodding lily, which he had then named it for the scientific community. And I'm really looking forward to finding some and documenting them myself, photographing them, and presenting them to you. So it's a very cold, cloudy, we're in the clouds here for sure, and it has pretty much been raining for hours. I'm dry. like I say, it's cold out. If I get out there, boy, I won't stop, and I want to enjoy, like I said, the next 3 to 4 miles. Gray said that the Roan mountain range was one of the most beautiful places this side of the Rockies, so yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what he saw, perhaps, or at some level. Anyways, but I know I won't be able to sit too much longer. Yeah, I'm itching to get out there, so you know, it is nice being dry, though. I've been dry now for 3 days. Woo-hoo. Well, here we are, another beautiful, magical, mystical section of conifer forests here in the mist. So peaceful. You can hear the drops. So magical. Mama told me there'd be days like this. There'd be days like this. There'd be days like this. Yeah, my mama. Yeah, she told me there'd be days like this. Well, I'm up here in an exposed bald, looking for the grazed lily. And well, one thing about being up here in the exposed bald areas that wow, you're exposed. So the wind is blowing, the rain is pretty steadily coming down. It's quite cold, as you can see in the background there. I'm in the clouds. Good part of the day I'm going to be probably bouncing between 5,000 and 6,000 feet in elevation. Supposedly there's goats up here, and I think I'm going to cook me a warm lunch later. Well, I'm out here now, so I'm staying out. So much for staying dry and keeping dry. But yeah, it's been a wet hike for me. I mean, granted, I am getting my dry days, but holy smokes, yeah, I tend to be wet for 3 to 4 days in a row. But you know, if I keep pushing myself, I could be into a resupply in 2.5 days, and I'll dry out. Peace, love, and light. My ghost walker. That reminds me of the Scottish Highlands. Yeah, it's just a little wet. Yeah, that's all. I think I see yeah, a lot of clouds. Here we are at where are we at? High bald? Round bald. Elevation, I think, is over 5,800 and something feet. So we're up here, well, where we will remain. I'll be hiking this ridge up and down, kind of gradual, staying up in the high elevations for quite a while. So if this weather persists, you know, I can't really say how cold it is. You know, maybe wind chill, you know, high 40s. It is what it is. I'm having a one-of-a-kind adventure, and we all are. I mean, it's each person has their own hike, and this one's mine. Rain and rattlesnakes, gotta love it. And blueberry fields forever. Nice. I tell you, look at all these blueberries. So here you are, and you say to yourself, it's 11:30, and you sat in that shelter from, I was ready to go at 7:30, waiting for the rain to stop. And you say to yourself, well, you're about as wet as you could be. If you would have left at 7:30, you wouldn't be any wetter, but you would most certainly be further down the trail. But with that said, maybe it wouldn't have rained anymore, and I would be dry.
you just don't know. You just never know. So these are the choices that you make. And after coming up on backpacking for the last 400 miles across multiple states, you know, each day is a journey. Each day is full of choices, and it's the choices that we make not only here on the trail, but throughout life. You know, we make good choices, and we make perhaps not so good choices, but they all mold us to the people that we are. Each and every one of us uniquely different because of that formula, of the choices that we have made or the ones around us have made. So with that thought, here we are, and admiring all these wonderful, wonderful blueberries as far as the eye can see. So I'm happy with all the choices that I make, and including my camera. Did I mention this Sony CyberShot, the TX5? It's waterproof. Goat info. Exactly what I was looking for. Wonderful. Up here on the Balds, they started years ago, like I had said, a project to help keep the Balds bald, which doesn't help explain the mystery then. Why is it a mystery if we've got to help keep the Balds bald if they weren't always bald? But anyways, so here we are. There are still goats here, and here's an organization here to try to help save the Balds. Buy, adopt, sponsor a goat. How wonderful. Yeah, well, I'm looking for a goat, looking for the lilies, you know, the grazed lilies. It's really kind of crappy out here today, but I tell you, you know, got to keep moving. Really looking forward to getting me some, you know, hot meal in me. You know, got to keep moving though. Hypothermia can be an issue in the middle of July. It can be an issue. My hands are soaking wet and quite cold, but I keep food in me. I get me some, you know, some hot chocolate in me here in a little bit, and keep moving. Keep my dry clothes dry. And that means tomorrow morning I'll be putting on my wet clothes again, just like I have many, many times before. Because when I go into camp tonight, whenever that is, I will be happy and thankful that I have dry, warm clothes, and to keep them that way, because they won't dry on the top of your backpack the next day. So don't even tell yourself that. Where's the goats? I'm looking. Excuse me, anybody help me out here? I'm looking for a goat. Is that a goat? No, that's a rock. Here. Well, we'll scan. Anybody see a goat? Anybody? Maybe there's a goat out over there. Where would a goat be in weather like this? If I was a goat, I would be undercover. I would be under some of those big thick shrubberies, but I'll continue looking for the goats up here, folks. I love goats. Yeah, I love goat milk. I love goat cheese. Jeez, I think I'd love to cuddle with a goat tonight, actually. It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold tonight for me. Cold and wet, but, well, if I only had a goat. Well, I came across an electric fence. Yeah, I guess they're probably keeping goats in there. Excuse me, gentlemen. I'm looking for some goats. I hear that goats do roam. And there, voila, goats. We have the goats. And you guys should, you know, obviously are herding the goats or protecting the goats, perhaps, from coyotes. They need a burrow, but looky here. And we have goats. Yes. And goats do roam. Yes, I am a man who stares at goats. I love the goats. I hope that I don't touch the electric fence while I'm walking, you know, closely. Look how everybody's all huddled together here, because it's really actually quite crappy out, even for a goat. I bet if I was to ask them that they would agree. that it's quite crappy out. So keep up the good work there, goats. Eat away. I give you permission and grant you leave of all greenery. You know, keep the balds bald and do roam, because as we see here, that goats do roam, but not in bad weather. They tend to clump, I guess. You know, and in this weather, and we have the dogs are up there, and we're in clouds. And they're barking. There seems to be some movement over there. Oh yeah, hikers, and hikers do roam in bad weather too, or some of them, anyways. So with that, I will leave this and conclude. And yes, we found goats. And look at that, folks. This is what it's all about, you know. It actually stopped raining. You know, at least for the moment. I am still up in the clouds. I am heading up over into the mist there. And, yeah, we saw goats. That was awesome. You know, I'd rather have a hot cup of cocoa right now, but they'll be coming up. I'll just keep trudging ahead. And when I get to that shelter, boy, I will stop and I will carb up. And yeah, I have a whole big bag again of those smoked almonds, and I've got chocolate, and I am going to make hot chocolate. I think I have 2 bags left of hot chocolate, and I have a whole lot of tea. So I will take a break, but I will keep forging on. I am about as soaking wet as I could be, so you know, I will keep fuel. I will get hot beverages in me, keep hydrated, and keep the furnace going with lots of carbs, and I will survive all things. This is gorgeous. Gosh, let's zoom in on that. Holy smokes. Come on. I am so glad that y'all are here with me to just experience this whole thing, because this is awesome as the smoke rises. Yes. Gorgeous. Swiss dark chocolate sensation. I am freezing. I'll take it. So here we are. This is the Stan Murray shelter. Yeah, one of the founders of the Appalachian Trail. You know, used to be an old tool shed, and they housed gunpowder in here as well. It's a real crappy little shelter for, you know, the dedication to the man who started it all. It's almost I would say a slap in the face. I'd rather not even have a shelter. Thank you very much. Or maybe they're saying he was a tool, or he had an explosive personality. But well, it doesn't matter. I'm heating up some water right now. I am soaking wet. I am frozen, numb. My hands are, yeah, pretty rough. But this is gonna feel good. I'm gonna eat and drink and recarb up. I'll be happier for it. One thing for sure about the shelter, sure does have a lot of beautiful wildflowers around it. Absolutely gorgeous. The Over Mountain Shelter. It's a barn that was used in a movie, The Winter People, and it's been converted to a hiker shelter now. And boy, I'll tell you, this cold front that came in really spanked my ass. I'm gonna call it a day. It's 4:35. I'm soaking wet. Over Mountain Shelter. It's a big old barn. Was used in a movie, The Winter People. Now it's a shelter. It is very cold out. Oh, here we are, almost to the summit of the mountain. This region, Roan mountain area. My last hopes to find this grazed lily. It's been in a conflict for the past 3 days into the barn. shelter. Yesterday was definitely a good call. Going in to refuel, resupply my body. This wind and driving rain really depletes your body, and plus, in the 6,000 area. So I thought I would shoot the segment here. We're going up over the summit here soon, and then down. Just take a look around, for crying out loud. Yeah. If you didn't know any better, it said you were in the Scottish Highlands for crying out loud. So it's all good. I lost a few of my feathers, in the storm. Other guides teach us how to trucking, keep the harness going. I have the light on for you, baby. Oh, here we are. Still not quite the summit of Hump Mountain, but very close. We're coming through another one of those livestock barricades, and I have to admit, I know many have offered commentary of some of my horse-like appearances, but and I tell you, this here contraption is very difficult for me to cross. Not to saying I'm a horse or a goat or a cow. Sometimes a bit bull-headed. I mean, who else would spend a lovely Saturday like this besides me and a whole lot of other people? Not really crossing a lot of people today, but I know they're out there. I know you're out there, and I will see you soon. Here we are as we are rounding Hump Mountain and concluding this part of the journey northward in the last section of the high Roan mountain region, or range, if you will, and much less much more featureless this area in the driving rain as it was coming up here in the various rocks and incline of the upcoming events. And I just wanted to say, as I have pondered my trek here to the top, and it's all about choices, the choices that we have made in the past helps mold the people that we have become, and the choices that we make each day, guide us on a day-to-day basis, and our future choices, creates the human beings that we will become. And all of you, as I embrace the billions of you, I say to you, let us all join hands and rejoice into this day and into the future days of every day of this day of alone that will make us who we are, what we are, and what we will be. And I also want to thank, as I am not sure if I'm still in North Carolina, I will be leaving North Carolina and into Tennessee briefly before I make my way into Virginia, coming to the conclusion of my 3-month trip here on Appalachian Trail, starting from Springer Mountain in the south. Before I can work. And, my journey is only my journey. The pace that I have taken and the choices that I have made brought me right here in this very moment, in this very day, because down several miles today. Take a night off in a bed at the mountain, Harbor Mountain, and I'm going to order a pizza. Very raw out here. I don't have much body fat left on me as reserves. Not to say I'm hyperthermic. My body puts out some serious BTUs. I put out some heat. Anyone that has known me in that way will attest to it. But all the same, I'd like to try to dry out my boots, even if it's for a day. Yeah, I'd like to sit down and eat some warm pizza. And these are the choices that I will be making in my future, in my very soon future. And I embellish it. I look forward to it. A nice fresh delivery warm pizza. And hey, and if that gets me through another day, and where I'm still on this earth, alive, healthy, well, and happy, so be it. And I encourage you all the same charm and karma. I'm gonna go Swagger. Oh, did I mention my Sony CyberShot TX5 is waterproof? Pardon me. And what I was saying about choices, I've been in North Carolina, since I left Georgia, of course. I know that sounds silly, but and I've been in and out of North Carolina through the Smoky Mountains and in and out of North Carolina and Tennessee as of late. And I am just going straight into Tennessee here. And so I just wanted to say regarding choices, and I thank from the bottom of my heart all of the men and women in the Carolina Mountain Club that spend their time volunteering to help maintain this section of the Appalachian Trail, as with their work has made this trail a more enjoyable experience. As I look out into the vastness of this cold front with a joy and happy heart, and from the bottom of my heart, I thank each and every one of you for making this possible. It has been my journey alone, and it has been beautiful, every bit of it. There has been no hardship, only joy, as I rejoice in my freedom to say this to you. Thank you so much. And here we go, something a little bit more fitting to Stanley Murray for his achievements. The Houston Ridge, the highlands of Roan, and his efforts, the founder and director, the the Southern Appalachian Highlands Conservatory. And with that said, thank you, Stanley. Thank you, Stanley Murray. Also, and with that said, just look at me. Wouldn't you like for me to have a warm bed tonight and a hot pizza? I think, you know, I'm out here having fun. I also can't say deservingly. But gosh, my body really could use all those calories and all of those proteins. As I'm, gee, I think I'm like 215 pounds, maybe 210. I'm eating like a horse. You know, so they say. But, geez, I'm burning a lot of calories out here right now. Gee whiz, I'm burning a lot of calories just to, you know, stay, you know, warm. I wouldn't really say I'm warm right now, but, you know, I'm burning calories at the same. Ta-ta. To conclude my stay here in the North Carolina Appalachian Mountains, I want to say firstly that North Carolina will always have a special hold on me. I lived in the Appalachian Mountains as a child for a year, for a season, and a small town in North Carolina called Cashiers, just outside of Franklin. And yeah, well, that's why I know Franklin's the gem capital of the world, perhaps, and perhaps that's why I'm so smart. So I haven't done a ditty in a while. I just want to say that Carolina is where I'm at, and I'll always hang my hat under those Blue Ridge mountain skies. There's an old man sitting in his rocking chair. He's got the best beagle dog in the county, I've been told. But his shotgun has done got too rusty. An old beagle dog has done gone a little too old. But as they stare up in the heavens, I'm sure I know the reason why. 'Cause they're thinking about that promised land and them Blue Ridge mountain skies. And it's a lonesome feeling in my mind, feelings I can't seem to leave behind. Carolina is where I'm at, and I'll always hang my hat under those Blue Ridge mountain skies. Those Blue Ridge mountain skies. Thank you, North Carolina. Thank you for an amazing journey so far through you, Carolina. I'll never forget you. You'll always have a special place in my heart. I love you. Look at here, we have a little monarch butterfly caterpillar in the common milkweed. And gee whiz. It's been a long time since I've been in the lowland areas. I mean, I was still up in some elevations, but nowhere near as you know, high as I was up in the 6,000 feet plus. The milkweed actually smells heavenly. I don't see any monarch butterfly cocoons yet. I have a black swallowtail feeding right here, and all of these lovely blackberries. Like I said, it's been a while since I've been in the lowland areas, but gee whiz, look at this. Now you want to be careful and not overeat, you know, nature's fruit. It is nothing like we get at the store. And You can copy it, in nature that is, but you can't duplicate it. And the vitamins and the natural foods here are so rich that it could give you a little tummy ache if you eat too much. So I think I'll eat just a few like this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, so sweet. Man. Natural energy. Oh my God. That was wonderful. And look at here, we have, you know, another monarch butterfly caterpillar here. And they're just so gorgeous. It's just so beautiful here. And I'm going to eat a little bit more. Some of the, oh dear, just dropped one. Yeah, maybe somebody down below, I'm sure, will pick it up. And that is just so wonderful, so wonderful. And oh my gosh, they're just everywhere. And really all throughout. And look at, and down here. And this is just so wonderful. And oh, wow, that was wonderful. Oh, so wonderful. And really, I'm getting sidetracked here. And what do we have? Some wild carrots, perhaps. And so, when we look for it, we look, yes, and here it is, Queen Anne's lace. And you can see in the floret, in the center, although it is just starting to, the white little flowers are just starting to come out. You see the scarlet red one in the center, and that's how you know you have Queen Anne's lace. And this is quite large. It's quite tall. It's over 6 feet tall, and it's wild carrot. And look at all that. Like I said, gee whiz, it's been a long time since I've been in the lowland areas, and in the fruit here, the food here is quite plentiful, and nature's bounty. And it's here for us and for all wild things. Although I'm certainly not in the flatlands. I'm probably between, you know, somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 feet in elevation here. But the vegetation here is quite remarkable. And we have you know, some rogue apple trees up over there and here, and geez, all the foods and berries. And as I'm going up, it's and we have a lot of you know, invasive type species here. The you know, common, you know, plantain and clovers and blackberries and Queen Anne's lace, and there's just, the butterflies are everywhere. And this is quite different than what I've been in, what I'm used to seeing. But it's all a treat, all the same. It's just it's very, very warm and humid today, and actually the sun is really trying to come out, and there is a bit of sun up in there somewhere, and more than what I have experienced in quite a long time. And just another day in my journey, and beautiful all the same. Wow, and here we go. I finally have the opportunity to show a Fraser magnolia. And here it is, folks, a big one up on this up in this high plain area. What a beautiful specimen. We'll zoom in a little bit. You know, it's got all the little seed pods up in there. It's bloomed already, but geez, what a magnificent tree. Fraser magnolia. I'll take it. Beautiful. This isn't one of the most colorful specimens, but I just wanted to point out the beautiful colors of nature. And this is the seed pods of a Fraser magnolia. And though it is daytime,
I'm hearing owls call from time to time, which is a bit unusual for the time of day, but hopefully when we get close, at least maybe we can, record some of their calling. But yes, Fraser magnolia, very cool. And here we have another fungus in a conifer forest back home. I don't have many opportunities to venture out into conifer forests, and yeah, this is something that is unique to me. I haven't seen it before, and I'm very curious if this is a mold that is growing over this fungus that in the summertime I've often have found in the genus Boletus, but they seem to all these fungus here seem to have the same characteristics and gathering quite large. Here we have something that has seen its time, and it is not gilled, which is curious to me. And here we have some meaty part here. Doesn't really look like the genus Boletus, but yeah, something that I will definitely observe and try to document when I get home. Me and Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones. We've got a thing going on. So here we are at Jones's Falls, and I had stopped here. I walked just only, 1/10 of a mile off of the Appalachian Trail to get here. I could hear it from quite far away. I was told by some of the local folks that I have camped with over the past few days up there in the Roan mountain region. Andrew is one, said for me, no matter what, to come and take a look at it. And if it's raining, it will really be cascading. Well, it's cascading all the same. And I was going to take some water. And although I haven't taken water from a flow like this, I've been actually taking my water from springs just coming directly out of the ground, right from the mountain, right from the source. And I have to be honest, it is crystal clear water out of the springs. I may pass on this, I'm spoiled. I mean, I'll think about it. But I mean, I do have a 1.5 liters from a spring up in the Roan mountain region. But what a wonderful place to have lunch. Beautiful background noise. Or music, I should say. What is the definition of the word noise? I'm sure that I misused it. In this beautiful setting. So surreal. Look at that as the sun. Oh yes, and we do have sun, by the way. And yeah, how about that? That's what I'm talking about, baby. So happy to share. You have no idea how happy I am to share with me and Mrs. Jones. Yeah, baby. We have a thing going on. And I don't know if it's wrong or not, but it sure does feel good. Gee whiz. I wouldn't want you to think I eat the same things all the time. You know, cheeseburgers, pizza, dark chocolate covered cherries. Oh, there you go. Smoked almonds. But last night I had a southern barbecue. 3 meals after being up in the freezing cold storm up in Roan Mountain, the whole Roan Mountain region there. It was storming for about 2.5 days. I was up in there, and I came down into a town, or yeah, I guess it's a town, and geez, I had their smoked chicken with French fries first. I ate that whole meal. And then I had their pulled pork. Of course, you're gonna have southern barbecue, it's gonna be pulled pork. Smoked applewood. And it was definitely homemade baked beans and coleslaw. And I ate that. Then I had a third meal of, what was that? Oh! Barbecued ribs, smoked ribs. I didn't put anything on it. It was just so good the way it was. I told the fella who owned the store that it was the best ribs I ever had in my life. So oh, and fried okra. So I would say that I definitely had my southern meal, or meals. I would be embarrassed, but if I would have been up in that mountain one more day, I would have ate all my food. It was so cold, I was so hungry all the time. Holy smokes, because your body really works hard in the cold. I mean, it really works hard, hiking, backpacking, doing the mountains. In the heat, your body works hard. But the cold, man, your body really burns up a lot of calories, that's for sure. So, yeah. And here we are. And after all that yesterday, up on the Roan, up there on Hump Mountain, I haven't seen the video yet. In a couple of days, 2 or 3 days, I'll be in my resupply stop, where I will start to process the video and actually watch it for the first time. And I hope the audio comes out. I mean, it was windy as unbelievable storm. But anyhow, I'm having a wonderful break here, still at Jones Fall, as you probably assumed, with the background music, featuring me and Mrs. Jones, of course. We so have a thing going on. Well, talk to you later. What an amazing bridge. Absolutely. A feat of engineering marvel. Well, I guess I have to swim to get my water. This could be rough. I do have my pants on. I could drown here. No. Yeah, well. Standing up right there. I made it. Well, here we are. Get a shot of it like it? Yeah. It's a popular swimming hole when the heat index
is going to be 105. You know, so a lot of people decided to come here. And yeah, it's a deep hole, that's for sure. And I'm actually going over here to the falls here and get me some water, because I just don't trust the fact that all these people swimming around here are probably peeing in my water. So I'll go. I'm gonna have to shut the camera off for this because it's slippery and I don't want to lose my camera here. And I got to get water. Been hiking for a while. You know, I gave Ben half of my water. We all ran dry. It was a hot day, but this makes it all worthwhile. You know, and well, you haven't seen this side of me yet, and it is quite cool and refreshing. I do have my pants on because of the fact that there are children here. I would have liked to have been naked, or at least into my underwears, but I'll dry, that's for sure. Holy smokes, I thought I was gonna sink like a rock over there. I don't know why. Oh, I know why. I don't have any body fat on me. And you know, fat actually floats and muscle sinks to density. You know, not to say that I'm muscular or anything, but you know what I'm talking about. So don't look at me like that. Going to get water. I'm a ghost walker, living on the wild side. Oh, and did I mention my Sony TX5 is waterproof. Well, this is Laura Falls, and it sure is impressive. It is certainly more impressive than Jones Falls, but not quite as intimate as I would think. But all the same, holy smokes! I'm about to dive. I've got my water here. It's not ideal water conditions, but coming right off of the falls here, sure beats where everybody's swimming around. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and dive out and try to keep you with me. Here I go, Puma Ghost Walker, having the time of my life. Woohoo! Almost drowning, but hard to swim with you closer. Oh, woo-wee! It feels so good. You know, with a heat index of 105 reported today, y'all had a great idea coming out here. It's my camera, it's waterproof. I'm making a video right now. I'll put it on YouTube, you know, about the falls. Yeah, I'm blogging my trip. My name is Puma Ghost Walker. Okay. And I blog my trip on the internet, including making videos on YouTube. And just trying to show all the beauty of the Appalachian Trail. And there's a lot of beauty here, that's for sure. Yes, ma'am. I'm just going to Harper's Fair. I'm doing half of the trip. But what? Oh, for my drinking water. I'm thirsty. I scooped up a bunch of water right at the falls there. Oh, holy smokes, that is gorgeous. Wow. Wow. This is so much. See, it's waterproof. Isn't that cool? It is cold. No, it feels great. Feels great. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful specimen here. Once again, the king bolete, the porcini. We can see some spores coloring the stem here, kind of an ochre. color, the spore, and we can see it out around the sides here. But what a beautiful, enormous. That's why they call it the king. And I'd like to just really point out the white milkiness of the meat of itself, and just so creamy and fragrant. It just just so heavenly. It's just such a beautiful mushroom. It is my favorite summertime mushroom. The boletus, the king. I don't really see the king bolete, in the New York area, in my area, too much. We have a lot of equal size. The boletus bicolorus, the bicolor. What a wonderful fragrance and taste that they have as well. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful mushroom. Fine specimen as well. Holy smokes, I just picked a bunch, but mayaples. I've came across quite a few in this little patch here. I've already picked some for later on, and figured I'd pick me a few more. Why not? Oh yeah, we have a thunderstorm coming in, so I figured might as well take a couple of moments and yeah, pick some mayaples. They're everywhere. Isn't that just beautiful? Oh, wonderful. But I better stop dilly-dallying. I've got a little bit less than 3 miles to the next shelter. I was just at a campsite, but the water went dry, so I'm gonna move on. I knew the storm was coming. It's hey, it's a roll of the dice out here. Gotta always make choices, calculated risks. So I'm going. I better get hustling. Another crossroads into my life. I have completed 3 states in the Appalachian Trail, and as I leave Tennessee and I cross into Virginia as we do it together, I am now in Virginia, on my way to Damascus for a resupply, looking to upload all the videos that I've made in the past week and a half. I've been unable on my last resupply, with no internet or no cell phone service, to do such thing, and I need to move on. And I wanted to take this moment and express myself in thought that this has been some journey through the trials, through the tribulations, through the light and into the darkness. I have become one, more so, with my Mother Earth. She has taught me, and she has showed me so much. She has showed me so much of myself, much of which I have known, but needed to be guided, to be reassured, to trust my gut above all. My instincts have been sharpened, have been honed in this adventure. And though I have many, many miles to go in this adventure, I embrace it with such great knowledge and an open heart, full of love and joy, peace,
and light. And I try to share and try to give and teach as much as I can through my life. As I learn, I try to teach as well and pass on what I know. Boomer Ghost Walker.